This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for February 16th, 2023. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Just announced, Disturbed are bringing their Take Back Your Life spring and summer tour to the Xfinity Center in Mansfield, Massachusetts on August 18th. Ginger has been announced as the opening act, with more announcements coming. Tickets are already on sale through Ticketmaster. Within Temptation are getting ready to release Number One, the first print of their limited edition comic book. Internet pre-orders are open right now. The comic, limited to 2,500 copies. They're individually numbered. There's specialty foil treatment, cardstock cover, and glossy pages. In the description, quote, "In the distant future, an endless battle rages between two species, an advanced but inherently humanoid species ruled by a techno-organic matriarch and a cruel race of alien artificial intelligences on the other." The comic is based on the smash hit album Resist. Hoobastank have answered the question whether or not they collaborated with a very early in her career Rihanna. The story coming out following the Super Bowl halftime show. The band saying, quote, "True story, there is a version of a Hoobastank song featuring Rihanna when she was a newer artist. Lead singer Doug Robb wrote in a tweet displaying a total lack of foresight. We didn't use that version of the song for the album. We also didn't think the song The Reason was a single. So, oops." Rihanna's performance as headliner of the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show drew an average of 118.7 million viewers across all of the Fox platforms and the NFL digital outlets. The 14-minute career-defining performance was the most-watched Super Bowl halftime show since Katy Perry's in 2015 and is the second most-watched Super Bowl halftime show on record. Rihanna's music is also up on Spotify, surging 640% across the United States between February 5th and the halftime performance. And the songs Umbrella, We Found Love, and Love on the Brain all crossed the billion stream mark on Spotify within the last few months after she was announced to be the halftime performer. The 2007 single Umbrella also returned to the charts in 105 countries. Guns N' Roses' video for November Rain is the first rock music video to hit 2 billion streams on YouTube. The milestone comes a little more than 13 years since the 1991 video was uploaded to the streaming platform on Christmas Day 2009. Lots of music videos have crossed the 2 billion threshold on YouTube. However, November Rain is the first purely rock one to do so. The music video with the most views is Despacito, with a whopping 8 billion views. Other rock videos approaching the 2 billion mark include Linkin Park's Numb and Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. Speaking of Guns N' Roses, welcome to the toy aisle, Duff McKagan. The Guns N' Roses bass player is the latest rock star to join Funko's Gold Premium Vinyl figure line, which previously miniaturized Axl Rose and Slash. It's available for pre-order right now and is set to ship in April. And in more Guns N' Roses news, they have sponsored Legacy Motor Club driver Eric Jones for the Daytona 500, giving him a NASCAR decked out with Guns N' Roses branding. Legacy Motor Club is co-owned by Richard Petty and Jimmy Johnson. Johnson saying, quote, "My first concert was Guns N' Roses at the San Diego Stadium in 1992. I can promise you, my 17-year-old self did not see this coming." The Gaslight Anthem have announced a spring 2023 tour, kicking off in Houston on May 1st and wrapping up in New York on May 27th. Tickets for the tour go on sale tomorrow, February 17th at 10 a.m. local time. That includes 2 stops in New England, in Wallingford, Connecticut at the Dome on May 21st, and in Portland, Maine at the State Theater on May 23rd. Rapper and singer T-Pain says he's got a covers project coming out, and the songs are not what you would expect. The multi-million selling rapper and singer and songwriter, who also won The Masked Singer, is set to cover songs by Black Sabbath and Journey, saying, quote, "This covers album has been years in the making." He plans on covering Journey's Don't Stop Believin', Black Sabbath's War Pigs, and Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. It's scheduled for release on March 17th. Sleep Token are the anonymous mass collective that are the breakout heavy music stars of the year so far. The song The Summoning, already released this year, is one of 4 singles that they've released just since January that's racked up over 10 million plays on Spotify alone. And now the band has dropped a 5th single called Vor. And they've announced their highly anticipated and much rumored upcoming album, Take Me Back to Eden. It's due for release on May 19th. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 141, featuring Mark Tremonti, is available now.
This is the Ugly Things Podcast, and I'm your host, Mike Stacks. That's right, Ugly Things Magazine, your source for the very best in 60s beat, garage, and psychedelic music since 1983, is now also a podcast. We'll bring you interviews and stories about some of the most exciting, overlooked, and influential bands from the 1960s, 70s, and beyond. In November 1964, the moment happens. John Cale meets Lou Reed.
A mere hummingbird's fart may well have set its principles along differing paths.
Very well put.
Articulate, huh?
Well, that's why you're a writer, Phil. It's all about wild sounds from past dimensions when rock and roll was young, daring, dangerous, and vital.
Quite often we used to be playing on stage and a fight used to break out, and really, it's just bodies and people flying about, so it's quite rough,
And hear insightful discussions with renowned rock journalists.
I was rejected from trying to write for the school newspaper, and in retaliation, they spelled my name Jarvie Kubernick in the yearbook.
Don't go changing, Harvey.
You're doing it f***ing wrong.
It's just nice to get the real stories down while they're still here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ugly Things, now on the Pantheon Network.